Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GameStar TV on a Monday night. It is fine and freezing here in Christchurch. I hear it's pretty much the same all around Australia. Welcome to the ZOWIE Gamestah Overwatch League. The first Monday night, it's the 27th of June, the first of 5 weeks of absolute awesome action coming to you live on GameStar TV 1. Huge shout out and welcome to all of you in the Twitch chat right now, and of course a massive shout out to ZOWIE BenQ, who are the sponsors of the ZOWIE Gamestah Overwatch League, putting up cash prizes every week, putting up 12 massive monitors, and I'm not just saying massive, they are huge. 28-inch monitors for our first prize winners, and 24-inch monitors for our second prize winners at the end of the league finals. Some of the best monitors in the business, awesome gaming experiences if you've got one. So give them some love. If you see them tweeting, follow them on Twitter at ZOWIE BenQAU is their Twitter handle. Well, my name is Crisis, and we've got a large production team working tonight to bring you tonight's broadcast. I'll be the producer and sort of a little bit of the host as well. And then the quiet admins in the background, EJ and Biza, making sure that everything runs smoothly. And your casters, tonight are Bobby J and All G, and hopefully that's the only time I get your two acronyms mixed up, guys. Bobby J, welcome in.
Thank you very much, Crisis. I'm very pleased to be here. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, pretty stoked, as I hope people can tell. All G, how are you doing, mate?
Absolutely pumped, mate. Can't wait to get this game underway and see some exciting Overwatch action tonight.
Yeah, it should be awesome indeed. So, before we actually start the match, we're just waiting on two more players from the Flying Spagetti Monsters to come through. Let's just run through a little bit about how the league's going to work. As you know, it is a 5-week league. Qualifiers every Monday night, playoffs every Thursday night, and there's a cash prize for first and second place every Thursday night that we'll be giving away. And then the league finals happen after the end of the 5 weeks of qualifiers, and the top 8 teams in the league will be invited to the league finals, and they're the ones that will walk away with those fantastic monitors, the esports monitors from ZOWIE. So tonight, for the qualifiers, we're going to have 4 teams that go through. And All G, what are you expecting out of the teams competing tonight?
Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. We know some very, very good teams who are here already, as in the Wood Cucks and Avant-Garde and Orbit, some of the teams in the power rankings. But there's also some new ones who we haven't seen yet. So I'm expecting to see some pretty high-quality play, but there's always room for surprises when you've got these new teams coming in, and that's what the league's going to offer these teams, just a really good chance to perform on the big stage in front of everyone. So really excited to get this underway.
And of course, because it is a 5-week league, and each time you qualify, or play in the qualifiers, and each time you play in the playoffs, so both of those add points to your league standings on the ZOWIE leaderboard. And that means if you formed on the weekend to enter tonight, and you have a shocker of a night tonight, it's not all over. You can still enter next week, start accumulating points, and get yourself in with a chance to make it through to the league finals and play against the big boys. Of course, 4 teams go through from tonight to the Thursday playoffs. The other 4 teams have already they've auto-qualified. And Bobby J, do you want to just take us through exactly who has auto-qualified?
I will indeed, and that is, of course, the Chiefs. And then we've got our winners from last week, which is Untitled Spreadsheet of Jamstar number 5. And then we've got Tainted Minds and Jam Gaming.
So Jam Gaming, of course, rounding out at number 4, the namesakes and sponsors of the GAMSTAR Overwatch Weeklies that led to this fantastic league that we've been able to launch. So a big shout out to them, and I'm sure there's a large fan club that'll be rooting for them through the evenings. A little bit more about the power rankings. We're just in the process, the panel is just in the process of doing the rankings from last week. Not a huge amount of activity though. Bobby J, just 2 competitions that were played.
Yeah, just 2 competitions, which was Jamstar and Gameroos, not Gameroos, sorry. And yeah, so not too much. ESL is on this weekend though, EJ, and we've got two nights of ZOWIE, so some big tournaments on this week though. Yeah,
so 2 nights of ZOWIE. We'll have a ZOWIE Gamestah Overwatch League. Wednesday night there'll be a Gameroos, and on the weekend there are $2,000 events that are taking place. There's the ESL 6 vs 6 online, and in Sydney at the E-League LAN there is another $1,000 Overwatch tournament taking place. Well, it looks like we are just about ready. If we switch on over to the lobby, I think we're just about ready for the teams to get themselves started. We've got everybody in there. The Wood Cucks are going to be on the blue side, and on the red side, it is the Flying Spaghetti Monsters. Your casters, Bobby J and Algie. Take it away, Bobby J.
Thank you very much, Crisis, and once again here with my brother, Algie. What's going on?
Well, not your real brother, your brother in arms, as we like to say, but not blood brothers, but caster brothers, I would say, but definitely close anyway.
We can make a blood pact later, so that's all good.
We'll finalise it for sure. Yeah,
we'll do it on the finals.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Blood pact at the finals. Anyway, we're in here in Dorado. This is the map for round number 1, so it's going to be a best of 1, correct?
Correct.
Algie.
That's it.
So
yeah, it's gonna be a best of 1 as we've had in the past at the Jamstar tournaments. Really quick action. You need to make sure you set a really fast time and you do as best as you can, because there's only 1 game, and if you lose, you're out. So not out this week though. You're going to round 2, but you want to get a really quick time and get the ball rolling nicely.
We've seen the Spagetti Monsters. They're here on the offensive. We've seen them in the past a couple of times, but we're definitely very familiar with the Wood Cucks, aren't we?
Yes, we absolutely are. Got beaten by Jam last week, so they're really going to get back in action and get one back over and get some points and get into this Thursday final.
Yeah, because they are ranked 5 in the power rankings, and
yes,
it was the quarterfinal last week. And
well, they only lost by 5 seconds last week to get knocked out, so it was an extremely close game, and it's going to be exciting to see the sort of times they set tonight.
As the doors are about to open, then we're seeing them come out. And what do you make of these teams as they get ready to come around the corner?
Well, I mean, just have a quick look at the lineups. Nothing really out of the ordinary here. We've got Faras on both sides. We've got Reinhardt's on both sides. Lucia's on both sides. So fairly close team. Because we've got a Reap on the defensive though, which is interesting on OCR. So we'll see if we can get the back line and maybe chunk out the big health pools of Zarya and Reinhardt here.
Yeah, and the payload is coming under, and usually when the payload comes under, we're going to see a big firefight. So I expect these teams to start engaging as soon as this payload gets up towards the fountain, as we will see Sig holding his Reinhardt shield up, protecting the back line. Alum's doing the same, but they're looking to just push them back here, and no one's really pulled the trigger yet, or
Ooh, yeah, no one really, but we've seen a couple of kills going down there on the side of Flying Spaghetti.
So the Mercy Reds comes in, brings them back up, still 6 on 6. Oh, I'd say that. Alum is just fallen, he's right out, and Genome on his soldier spawning, and Alum, they're going to have to pull back as Reinhardt needs to come back to hold the shield for the back line, and still not moving around too much, OG.
No, it's still a fairly cagey affair. I mean, it is the first game of the night. You've got 6 games to play, so you don't want to go too ham first game and give it too much away, but it's still pretty cagey, but it seems to be opening up a little bit now.
Yeah, so Reinhardt all pushes them back off, keeping them at bay. The Gakko there, I think that's going to happen out. Gakko on Zarya is just trying to get some shots up in the back line, as He jumps back up into the balcony to get back and regroup with the team as TLK looks to snipe him off, and he had the damage buff on, but he's getting picked out there as he sees him respawns, hiding back with his team all G.
Yeah, we've seen this quite a few times on multiple payload maps, that Pharah being damage boosted by the Mercy, and TJK at the moment is doing a lot of damage on, on the backlines of the flying Spagetti Monsters, so really good combo going on there. 5 ultimates up as well on the side of Wood Cucks. They're really in a comfortable position now, they're not rushing at all.
Especially with 2 minutes 42 as they get ready to throw down here, and Sigm hits the wall, misses his line out, charges and Lynn shows him how to do it. Zalbo pop on to Lucio as they were getting ready to fire a big fire ult in the sky there, picking up a couple. Mercy res, here we go. And just looking to reset once again as Spagetti Monsters are running away from the battle there.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pull away here and regroup and try and do something different. They tried to flank around the side there instead of going under the arch, which is really where a lot of teams get success on this map is with the flanks. So it was a good try of them there, but they just didn't execute it quickly enough, and they got caught in that really bad corner area there, and it was an easy wipe up for TJK.
They're gonna have to make a move now, correct? So it's 1 minute, 54 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, minute 54 is not a lot of time, and I mean they've got 4 ults, which is good. They've got the ultimate advantage, so they really need to start making a move now, otherwise they're going to be looking at setting a pretty slow time here.
And that's not what you want to do on Dorado. It's such a long map, yeah?
Yeah, it's so long. I mean, there's only a few real spots where you can really hold up. There's this spot here, the spot just before you enter the last section of the map, and then that last choke point just before the end checkpoint. So only a few spots to really hold your ground and make your presence known. So they need to really push through here and see if they can get something.
So that ZOWIE ult goes down. They're looking to push through sound barriers, pop on Lucio's, but a fire has been dropped on the red side here, but they're still pushing into the fountain. Mercios comes in, picks up haste on his Roadhog, and they're still battling towards the fountain. Gapple trying to go on the back line against the fire on TKLs. Both lineups swinging away here at the front. Rhino on the red side down. Haste pops his Roadhog up to clean it up, and looks like the blue side is going to hold up once again. The Wood Cucks.
Yeah, Haste is doing a really good job of disrupting the flying Spagetti Monsters here. That was a really good initiation by Spagetti Monsters. They couldn't have done anything better. They got a really good ZOWIE roll on at least 3 people, followed up by Reinhardt. The CC was huge, but they left Haste unchecked, and he really just did a ton of damage and managed to get a couple of picks with his hook. So really good defensive fortitude here on the side of the Wood Cup. Good to see.
Yep, 26 seconds. Probably only one more chance in this game to get a push on. I'm about to say that now as Sig goes through, takes Haste for a ride, and he's there fighting in the back of the alley as Wood Cucks have just covered the payload all G. No one's really coming to look for it now. I think it's
really good. You can see that the Wood Cucks aren't anyone to mess around with. They're a really well structured team, and that was just going to show last week when they were pipped at the post by Jam. So really good defensive effort there on the side of the Wood Cucks.
I don't even think we saw that payload go past like the archway, just like it was still on the slope.
No, it didn't at all. So it was a really close game, but still got the second half to come here. I might actually need to get Crisis to take over for me. My game's actually just crashed, so I need to reload this up. So
we got TJK there picking up that beautiful fire roll. Triple kill for TJK. Very good work. I played with TJK the other night Thursday night, and just a couple of custom games, and got absolutely destroyed. He was a very good sharp shooting player. As a successful hold on Dorado by the Wood Cucks, Crisis.
Yeah, and I guess they were the favourites going into this, so they'll have a chance to attack now. A successful defence means they get 1 point to the match. They need 2 to win. I mean, if the Flying Spagetti Monsters are able to get a full hold themselves or a successful defense, then the match is actually tied. So we're not going to have a tiebreak or anything like that. They finished Swiss round number 1 with a score of 1 point each, and that gets added to the ZOWIE leaderboard at that point. No questions asked.
And that's going to be very interesting as there's 6 rounds, so every win is crucial, Crisis.
It is indeed. So let me just head on over and make sure that my Chrome is muted. so that you guys don't hear any sort of alerts that are coming through. But of course, I won't hear any alerts coming through as well. So hopefully nobody needs to talk to me. So the Flying Spaghetti Monsters that get a DNF did not finish. And that means the Wood Cucks have everything to play for. All they need is a completed successful attack, and they walk away with maximum points that get added onto the ZOWIE leaderboard, and their league stands in totality. 12 points available, Bobby J, tonight to all of these teams, because we've got 6 Swiss rounds to play.
And 12 rounds, very important. The higher you are, the better your seed will be in the Thursday night playoffs, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. So let's have a quick look. I'm just wondering, Olgie, if you can just turn your mic off. So even though your game has crashed, just turn your mic off while you're sorting things out.
I believe he's back, crisis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just go back. Sorry, mate. Just go back.
Take it away.
Beautiful.
Just a touch of these teams for me, mate.
It was a close one, mate. My toaster's really struggling at the moment. But if we have a look here, we've actually got a Zenyatta on the offense here, which is really unique.
In game as well, mate.
Oh, okay. I'll turn it off in 1 second. Just take it for me, mate.
All good. As it looks like the Spaghetti Monsters are up on the balcony, getting ready to set up, but they've been pushed away as the payload comes around back underneath the archway. Lucid looking for some picks up here in the air, and fails in all by himself on the Diva, but he put the shield up, so he's doing alright, jumping back, he's got back to his team. The next being popped, he's jumping around, looking to square off OG. Back, mate?
Yeah, I think I'm back now. I think that's better. Yeah, there was a really good push here on the side of Wood Cucks, and they're actually going in with a big pick from Hayes.
Yeah, the mech's just come back up from fail, so they're looking pretty good here. Big hook on the right up, on the far, but she's bounced away, and they're doing a pretty good push here in the first minute.
Yeah, they're just destroying. That was an interesting Zarya out there. Only gets the 1 on TJK, and the Wood Cucks are pushed in really heavily at the moment. They've just breached their line extremely quickly. I'm not sure if that really came down to the Zenyatta pick or just really good, picks off by Haste with that hook. A really interesting comp coming in here on the side of Wood Cucks, though. It's interesting to see. Double sniper.
Yeah, and we've got a Diva as well. I've noticed Fail's doing really well with the mech swapping in and out,
Yeah, double snipe. Well, they've actually switched off and they've got a Soldier 76 now, but bringing the Diva up there for that really hard aggressive push that we've seen from a lot of teams. Sometimes they'll pick that Diva straight out of the gate and just rush them in and get a strong advantage, and you can see it's worked for the moment. The Wood Cucks, they've pushed Flying Spaghetti all the way back to that archway now.
They have just wasted that Hanzo ult. Not a very good ult, unfortunately, going underneath the archway of the bridge. Fail has jumped in, keeping the aggression up. The mech pursuit's been popped. Lucid and Sir Apple are trying to find him where he is. He's bouncing around the factory trying to get that mech pursuit back up, OG.
Yeah, he's just trying to stay alive, and as you say, he's just gone down. He did quite a good effort trying to get up 58% on his ult, so that wasn't too bad. He almost got back in the suit, but it's actually, the Wood Cucks actually quite split up here. It looks about 2 on 5 at the moment on this payload, so we've got to be careful.
And the tank just went down. Orkia or Orsia, whatever he wants to call it, and they only got 2 up here, Fresh and Haste. Oh, actually the healers come here, it's giving healer action on Fresh. I think they're just keeping them alive here, just waiting until the team gets back, all due.
Well, they've got so much time. I mean, they did a complete hold in the first round, so they're really in no rush. They just need to make sure that they stay grouped, get a couple of picks, close this game out, and get the first point.
Yeah, big ult there, picking up 2. Just drove the other right heart away, but he's going forward himself though. This here is doing really well. We got the Zenyatta ult going, pushing that payload around the corner. As the Zarya comes in, picks up on the back line, zapping away, trying to get further across the Reinhardt, and the Roto are going to push it to the checkpoint. They're going to jump down, but I don't think they are. They think they're going to let it get there. He hooked him in! He stopped the payload himself. 2 point. Oh, only a fraction of a meter to go. Oh my god, he's 6 trying to get onto the back line. That Roadhog just may have cost him there, OG.
Yeah, Haste is just giving a bit of a helping hand at the moment. 0.02 meters on the payload left to go, and all I had to do was just let it be and cap it. So really, just pulling that guy and stopping the push really helped out the Flying Spaghetti Monsters there, who really didn't look like they were going to stop it at all at that rate.
Yeah, they're a little bit timid there on top of the balcony. They're just watching them. They're watching just two tanks just walk along side by side on the payload.
Yeah, they're just pushing it by themselves. You know, the Spagetti Monsters went really deep and got behind them, but they forgot all about the payload. So this fight's just going everywhere this game.
Yeah, Sig hits a big ult, but he's falling down again. The other guy has been combo once again, and they're looking, the Wood Cucks are looking to jump back into that payload. Loses up there on his barrel, trying to shoot away, but the shield down, he's jumped up and then he's grabbed the sniper and they've just put the payload in the checkpoint.
Yeah, that was a close one. You know, just a couple of really, you know, just strange picks on the side there of Flying Spagetti. They just need to group up at the moment and get some coordination in their team comp going. You know, Zig's going in there, but he's getting picked off and leaving them basically at the dry, and then the Wood Cucks are finishing him off. So they just need to regroup. They got 5 minutes left, which is a long time, but they're just going to hold on to them at this point.
Reinhardt goes down. Beautiful work. And TJK is just on his own though, trying to pick up people as they come into the storm. And Yada ult pops on the red side. Lucio, Mercy ult. He picked up 2 people. Hanzo ult going through. Picked up one. Ryan on his Reaper is getting another kill as well. As the Winston's going around, pops his ult. Slapping people around in the spawn. Trying to get that way from the payload on the red side. The Wood Cucks are pushing around, but looks like the Mercy and the Zarya just there in time to stop it, but she's chasing down that Zarya. She's trying to get there to stop that payload. Mercy's keeping on alive, doing a very good job. Oh, the Reinhardt gets nullified from that other Reinhardt shield. Beautiful work from the Wood Cucks as they're just dancing on that payload orgy.
Yeah, I don't know how Hayes survived that initial encounter. He just got, you know, completely put down to almost 1%, and oh my goodness, they're not going to capitalize on it.
Zarya comes out to save that payload. Beautiful work as they're trying to finish up Haste, but he's jumping around and he's missing and he just falls all too.
Yeah, that's probably the best play that Flying Spagetti have done all game. They took their time, they composed themselves, they knew they had the ult to deal with them, and they did it really well. So at the moment, you know, the payload is extremely close to the end, but 3 minutes 40 now, when you know it's going to be a tough push coming in with the Wood Cucks. They've got 2 ults ready to go, so they're just going to have to dig in and pray for a miracle here, I'd say.
Surprised that no one from Spagetti Monsters switched to first for a D.Va?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the ZOWIE is actually doing a lot of work at the moment, which is really surprising with that ult and the Discord. So, you know, really good pick coming out here on the side of Wood Cucks.
Yeah, you saw that. They've got Zenyatta allowing to push it even further, jumping towards the spawn. Sound barriers pop by Lucio, and Alim as well, popping his visor, and he's just wrecking people here on the blue side. And here we go, is Fail just finishes it off. Oh, there's actually the Mercy Res comes through. Fail, Reinhardt on to say no, maybe not today. They look like they're just going to get there. Just on the edge, they've just made a bad set. So you're the only one left alive. Jumping around, I think she may go down, and she just stepped off there. LG as the payload goes there, and Wood Cucks 2-0.
Yeah, Wood Cucks 2-0, really convincing win there, just really well played. You can see that they're a team that's played together in tournaments quite a lot. They're really composed, they know the combos they want to pull off, and TJK is, you know, really important in these combos, usually playing that Pharah or the Reaper, just getting in there and just, you know, hitting the wombos up and allowing them to push. So really strong game there by the Wood Cucks.
Beautiful work, and it's now time to select our Plantronics MVP for this match, and once again that nominee will be going into the draw for the Plantronics Rig 500 HD 7.1 gaming headset, and it's your time. It's your turn to choose, mate. Well, it's always your turn to choose, as you are.
Yeah, well, from what I saw that game, I would probably say Haste deserves it. He had a really good defensive hold on that Roadhog. He got the picks that needed, and he saved a few really good engages by Flying Spagetti. So really good on the defense, and then on the offense, we've seen him play just as aggressively. And with characters like Winston in his back pocket, he's a really good contender. So my MVP goes to him for sure.
And with Wood Cucks, a very good 2-0 victory. No, they didn't even. Spagetti Monsters didn't even get a checkpoint when they were offensive. What do you make of the Wood Cucks' performance here in the first round?
I think it could have been worse. I mean, you could see that they were moving together as a team and they had some ideas. It's just that communication. When you're versing these next level teams who've been playing, in the Jam Stars and these weekly tournaments for quite a while, their communication is on point. And you can see that, with the top 4 teams on Thursday, they have a really solid foundation of communication. So for Glowing Spaghetti, they're obviously talented individually. They just need to come back together as a group, get a few more strats down, take their time a bit more, and just try and execute things a little bit better.
As we finish round 1 here, Wood Cucks picking up the 2-0 victory over the Flying Spaghetti Monsters. Make sure you tweet us at GameStar on Twitter, as we will be tweeting during the breaks. I'm Bobby J. This is All G, along with Crisis in the production room. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with round 2 shortly. Thank you.